What's good, world? We are back with NBA 2K25 best values. We've been breaking down shooting, playmaking, inside scoring, and now we're diving into defense. This is one of the most important parts of the game. It wins you championships, as they say. It's very true. And I want to jump into a couple of different things when it comes to defense. And just so you guys know, I do have the official badge requirements here. And that's how we got to where we're getting to today to give you guys all the information. We went through shooting, we went through playmaking. Now we're going into defense. And this is the setup here. Let's talk about it and get into it. Before we start, if you're just watching this for the first time, we got a series of these. And the way it works is you got badges, you got levels, and then you have the categories for each of the attributes. And then you have the actual requirements for them. So this is what you do to unlock a specific badge, right? If you're new to 2K, I don't mean to make it sound complicated. We'll make it easy. All right, so to start off with, challengers, a very important badge if you're in the perimeter. So it says perimeter defense. All right, this is going to be key. Perimeter defense at a 71 for bronze. I don't think that's good enough. I am going to be at, if I'm trying to play defense, at an 82 or higher. If it's a non-defensive build that I'm a high on zone defense, then cool. But from what I'm seeing right now, I'm definitely going with 82 as a minimum. Now, if you're a lockdown, I would put it at 94 and then get some cap breakers to get to legend and do it that way. And at the moment, we don't know for sure if that's even valuable enough until we test all the legend badges thoroughly. Next up is glove. Glove was powerful last year. I don't think it's going to be as powerful. It's always useful. I prefer not to have to play 24-second defense and try to make you miss and hope that you miss and hope I get the rebound. I prefer to block you or steal the ball if I can. So that's why defense is very critical. And so glove, man, listen, on silver at a 79, that sounds like a steal because the next value up is 91, and that's way too high of a cost. So, but I do think that the value is going to be better this year. They've been seeing us complain that some of these values for these badges haven't been right, and like a silver is better than a Hall of Fame sometimes, which is kind of crazy. But so I do believe that silver is decent for you to have if you're not a defensive like maestro, but if you are, man, go up, get up there, 95, man. And now we're going to talk about high flying denier. This is kind of a new badge, and there's a lot to talk about because it does have speed and vertical as a part of it. As you can see right here, there's requirements for speed and vertical. And so here it goes, high flying denier. All right, so we're looking at block. How good can your block be in here? All right, for low-level characters, a bronze at 68 is pretty good to do. I mean, you think about it, you got a 6'8", 6'7" guard who plays the paint sometimes when somebody's driving, and if you can at least reach that goal, you got some extra attributes. I like to do it because like I told y'all, when it comes to steals or blocks, it's way better than having to guard you for 24 seconds every play without getting any steals. So just a decision on your build and your play style. Would you take the risk and try to block more or steal? You know, it's the question. So for me, I like it at least at bronze. And then I would, if I'm really hardcore, if I'm a center, of course, I'm going at a 92. But if I'm sitting here and I'm just, you know, let's say I'm a wing player, 78, 88, possibly. But remember, this requirements for speed and vert is very high. So you want to be careful to not waste this one badge, make your whole build around one badge. I don't think it's going to be a good thing. All right. Immovable Enforcer. I like this badge a lot. It takes some strength. And the easiest one to get is bronze, of course. Personally, I'm looking because like I said, if I'm making a strong point guard who's not as fast, I will definitely put strength up. It depends on where strength is. I'm not going to go with an 82 because guess what? I can do 3 levels up and get an 85. All right, so gold, immovable reinforcer. If you can afford the attributes on these stats for perimeter defense and strength, I say gold would be the answer. Now we got Interceptor. Interceptor is very interesting. One of the best badges. Don't get mad at me. I know people hate this badge sometimes. I love it personally. I think a 60 is easy to get, even if you don't have a defensive build. If you could throw that on there, get a steal or two. Like I said to you guys, getting a steal is better than having to play good defense for 24 seconds and hope that you get a rebound, because sometimes you'll be out of position. So personally, always have that if you can. And then from there, if you're locked down, I'm looking at 94 Hall of Fame and basically hoping to get the legendary version with the cap breakers. Okay, you got max 1 and then cap breakers as a good way to boost yourself. It could be interesting this year how that all plays. I'm like excited, but I don't want to make a mistake with these cap breakers. So I'm going to be very careful and get y'all the guides once we get our hands on the game. Don't you worry. All right, off ball pest. It's one of those underrated badges. Honestly, yo, if you have it, go for it. Don't waste your build on this, but if you have it, go for it. All right. All you need to do is have a little bit interior and a little bit of perimeter, depending on which one. And so for me, if you are locked down and you have this high enough at an 80 or even higher, you're able to just grab onto somebody a little more, kind of stop them, deny them the ball. And I love to do this to point guards even before they get the ball, full court press type of thing. It's kind of crazy. I love it personally. And you got on Ball Menace. This is one of those badges that works, but you don't see it and it doesn't feel like it's working, but it's working. And basically, for me personally, if I'm doing this, this has to be my lockdown. I'm gonna have a 91 at minimum, and then have it reach 96 with the cap breakers while I have my actual agility up, because agility is how you play defense anyways as well. Have my agility ready to go because you can use that anytime. And so this would be a good one in my opinion. Paint Patroller, Intimidator, aka. So this one right here, lock it down on defense, man. You need that interior and you need that block, okay? One of the most important things in the game is interior and block when it comes to big men. So if you're a big man, you got to have this, to me, at an 84 minimum when it comes to interior. And then for blocks, it's saying a 97 to be able to get this. But I would actually probably put it at a 93 and then just get some cap breakers. Again, we don't know the requirements for cap breakers as far as like when do you get them in the rep. I assume you get a lot of them early. You can get half of them very early. In the first month, I think I'll have like 5 to 10 cap breakers out of the 15 that's there. We'll see. But yeah, so use that there and then you'll be good. You got to make your builds right, guys. That's all it's all about. Then you got Pick Dodger, very important one for guards, even for center sometimes. If you can put it on, why not? All right. You need perimeter defense and agility. All right. So, in my view, if you're just an average player, doesn't really concern you, a 71, you should have that generally if you can on your build. There's no reason not to have no defense at all, unless you're making a pure offensive. But if you're a lockdown and you're actually trying to really clamp up competitively, I could see you going with a 90 and a 79. Right. So 90 perimeter, 79 agility. And last but not least, post lockdowns. This is for all of you trying to control the paint. I'm looking at 88 as the best value for the moment, but at the same time, you know, depending on your build and what you're trying to do, your interior defense might not be that high. 82 is pretty good. Between 82 and 88, you can get silver or gold. I think that's the best value at the moment. So that's pretty much defense, man. I hope that you guys learned some, seen some. You got all the badges, you got the requirements, you got all of my input, and make sure you take your time with your build. We're going to have literally everything covered for you guys. So make sure you stay tuned and rock with me. All of these builds are going to be there. I also have the takeover breakdown. This is very critical. There's some new information about the takeovers that I have for you. and the builder and so much more. It should be popping up on your screen right now. That way you can enjoy and lock in with me, man. Share some thoughts, tips, and tricks. I value everybody's input. All right, let's get it, man. We're gonna have ourselves a great year. See you on the next one.